All right, we are back. Welcome back. Um, like this title suggests, today we are going to run Air Groove and we're going to unlock her potential. Before I do that, though, let's check. Cancer Cup did start. So I did run a few things in here. I guess we have a bunch of entries left over for today. We're in Group A for the final round, and for this race, I did make some horses custom for this race. I was running a vodka. I think this might be a different vodka now, but I was running a vodka I had, a King Halo I had, and something else, a gold chip I think that I had already in my roster. And so I ran, I think I ran Grass Wonder maybe 3 or 4 times to get what I wanted out of her. One time I screwed up on the calculator and I got a B plus instead of a B because I got one too many skills. And so that pushed her up into the B tier. So this is the horse we're looking at. For a mile, stamina, this is plenty probably. Speed and power are pretty good. Wish the speed was a little higher, but you know, she's winning 20% of the time, and the rest of the time she's 80% either placing. So I think that's pretty good. It looks like when she doesn't win, when she doesn't place, she's about 50-50 basically. She places about half the time. Vodka wins 10% of the time, and she places about 50-50 as well. And then Daiwa Scarlet, oops. She's been winning most of the races here, it looks like. She wins 36% of her races. She's probably got the best stats out of all three, and I'm front running her. Just cause I don't know. She seems to place a lot more often than she doesn't. So that's good. Anyway, I guess we can run one. Why not? I was gonna run them at the end after we run Air Groove, but you know, we might as well do this. It does take a while though. So maybe I'll just run it once and then we'll run it again at the end because I already qualified for the final round here in Group A. Hopefully we get lucky again like last time and win our final round race. I think you only get one, it seems like. You don't get multiple races. So, you know, I guess we'll see. But I think we have a pretty strong horse overall. Or horses, I guess. So they should do pretty well. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward through this so we don't spend too much time looking at this. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're gonna win, I think. Maybe, unless someone comes out of left field here at the very end. Woo! I think that means we won. We did. Okay. That El Condor Pasa, she was making that move. Almost had us. Alright, and then I didn't really do anything special when I was training the horses. I think I didn't even use guest legacies. I just used what I had. Because I noticed that using the guest legacies, they would like, their stats by themselves would go over a B. They would get a B plus just from stats. So actually, you know, using lesser parents that weren't as great. Maybe they only had like 2 stars or something. That ended up working out better. Looks like we might lose this one because this Sakura Bakushino is really fast. Yeah, that Sakura Bakushino is really fast. Let's see, check her stats maybe, since we're getting here towards the end. A lot of these horses aren't even that great. I mean, this is decent. She's got a lot of speed. So, yeah, she's got an S in mile as well, which is a 10% boost to all stats. So this is like a 1200 plus speed horse. 10% boost is pretty big, actually. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good horse here. With that mile, S in mile. And then El Condor Pasa has been giving me a lot of problems. I've been beaten by a lot of El Condor Pasas. It's not even very strong El Condor Pasa. Speed and power are pretty good, but the rest of it's kind of trash. Doesn't really even have stamina skills. But for whatever reason, this horse is just not just this specific one, but El Condor Pasas in general have been giving me a hard time. But you know, been averaging 3 wins usually every time I run this. Sometimes I'll get 4. I haven't gotten a 5 win yet. These horses are probably not the best for that. I didn't want to spend too much time, you know, training horses and stuff. I felt like these were good enough, kind of. I mean, probably have too much stamina there. For the most part, I've been running 3 speed and 3 power. And maybe, you know, it's better to back off on the power and then use like a wit card instead or something. So 3 speed, 2 power, 1 wit might have been a better thing. But my runs lately have been really kind of like all over the place. And I'll talk about that in a second here once you finish this. Well, I guess I could talk about it now. But basically I've been farming not for sparks, but for actual horses, right? Because I wanted an A rating. So instead of doing it on stream, I've been farming like King Halo, and most currently I've been farming Winning Ticket for like a good, you know, a Reisuma, basically. Someone who would do well on the team, or just get an A rating basically on them. And like the results I'm getting are like wildly, like sometimes they're just, you know, not very good. Other like this El Condor Pasa could just kick my ass. She's really fast. I guess I could take a look at her. Yeah, I mean, nothing that special. So I don't really understand how the race RNG works, because she's not that great. Like, she's okay. Is she better than my Grass Wonder? I don't think so, but you know, I don't know. That's race RNG for you. So what I was saying was that the like it wasn't consistent. Like before, I think maybe they patched something, or maybe I've just been getting bad luck, or I'm not sure exactly, but like sometimes I'll get like I mean I'm getting B pluses, but the stats are wildly, like I'm not getting over 1,000 in any given stat anymore. Like I used to get over 1,000 in at least one stat category, but I'm not getting that anymore. I don't think that my training style has changed all that much to warrant that, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Yeah, I really couldn't tell you why that is. But it seems like the result of creating horses, making horses now, is just wildly different from run to run. Not like before, where it was pretty like consistent. You know, could possibly guess what your final stats were gonna be at the end of the career, just based on the support cards you were using. But now it's kind of crazy. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm using Gold Ship. I inserted her into the support card lineup, and she could be Maybe her specialty priority is just not, you know, putting her where I want her to be. And maybe the card I was using before, which I think was King Halo, her support card was more consistent. So we would get more consistent results, or that it would rainbow more consistently also. Because Gold Ship doesn't seem to rainbow all that often. I mean, kinda, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I just haven't been getting multiple rainbows either. And when I do, it's usually when I'm out of energy or something, you know, like, it's just my luck hasn't really been working out too much. What the hell is this? Okay. Oh, I'm in the magazine here. I think. Is it just for me? There's like interviews and stuff. What the hell is this? It's just yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell is what's going on here. So we're racing Matt and Sarah in the finals, it looks like. Are they any good? This horse hasn't placed at all. Taiki Shuttle's pretty good. I don't know why she's not winning. Let's check this Taiki Shuttle. This Taiki Shuttle's okay. This El Condor Pasa. Yeah, whatever. This horse hasn't won either. Silent Suzuka. Not the best here. So whatever there. El Condor Pasa here. Meh, it's okay. And then Daiwa Scarlet down here is not better than ours, that's for sure. She might be running as a pace setter or something, not as a front runner, because you definitely get nerfed as a front runner. So these are my horses. It looks like their horses haven't even gotten first at all in any of the races. Oops. Yeah, 6th, 9th, 5th. How did these people advance? This horse has 2 first place wins in round 2. Round 2. Oh, I guess it's only showing round 2. So Matt's El Condor Pasa came in first. I'm not sure how to read this actually, but it doesn't seem like they have a lot of wins in here. I don't know, man. But I guess that's who we're up against is Matt and Sarah. So may the best trainer win, I guess. That's cool. Is that only I see that, or that must be who we're racing right now, right? That must be these people. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's local. Okay, yeah. So just keeping a tally on who's been winning in this local race right here. It wasn't for the finals or whatever. So ignore what I said. I didn't know what the hell that was. So I was trying to figure it out. Alright, I think this might be the last race of this series. And like I said, I've already qualified for the final. So this is just extra, I guess, just for the rewards. You can get, you know, I don't know, the cards and carrots and whatever, right? I think this is a 3-win treasure box is what we're gonna get. Yep. 40 carats. Not bad. So I think we profited 10 carats there. Speaking of carats, so I'll race the other two that we have left, or 3 or whatever, at the end of the stream before I close the stream out. Because this ends up taking a while. I don't want to take up all the time doing that. Speaking of carrots, we're very close to 30,000 here, so I might be able to do a support card pull, like a 200 support card pull, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow, because I'll collect some carrots doing some of the daily races and stuff, or whatever, you know, the daily activities. And then I can watch some stories or something if I'm pretty close to getting 30,000. I might just do that, watch some of these stories or whatever. And collect the carrots from these, because there's a ton of them. And I could possibly get about 1,000 carrots probably pretty easily from watching the stories. Because what is that? That's like 30 stories is like 900 carrots, right? I think there's enough to watch 30 stories. I started watching the main story, the new chapter 4, and then I got to here, I think, and then I stopped because I ran out of time. I have work, so. But if you finish the storyline, you get a support card. I forget who it was again. Narita Bryan, maybe you get. But you get a free support card there, so we can do that. Anyway, so what other news is there? I think I told you about the how it's not consistent, the type of horses I've been farming. So you can see here I've just been kind of running winning ticket over and over again. And then you can see here like 900 speed, 800 power, right? And then the next run she crashed out like in the middle of the career, which made no sense. And then this run is 800, 800. So we had 900, 800 and 800, 800, 850 and 770. Like it got worse. And then 940, 760, like the numbers are a little bit all over the place. 800, 800, 600. 800, 967, 650, and then almost 900, 850, 764. So I don't know, it's something about that's not consistent. I mean, there's some RNG in that, and we're getting like kind of, you know, in the ballpark of the same sort of stats. But I'm used to getting over 1,000 and something, right? Usually in stamina, because I was running 3 speed and 3 stamina cards, and usually when you run 3 of something, 3 and 3, you'll get over 1,000 stamina. I think I remember running 3 stamina cards and getting over like 1,100 stamina or something. It might have something to do with the growth rates. On the other horses that were getting over 1,000 stamina and stuff in, their growth rates were different. But I don't know, because what's weird is that playing winning ticket a bunch, right? What I notice is that I don't have to train guts at all on winning ticket, right? Her guts naturally goes up to I didn't want to do this. I wanted to go to this. So something weird about winning ticket was that she has no growth rate in guts or wit, right? She has her growth rate in power and stamina. I guess maybe since I'm running 3 stamina cards, stamina also trains guts. But I didn't have to train guts the entire way through. And she'll get over 300 guts, right? Maybe just from the stamina training. Because she's a medium to long... I guess she's more of a medium horse. So I was growing her stamina. I was trying to get over, you know... I guess I only really need like 800 for a medium length runner. I don't need to get over 1,000. But... yeah, it was just kind of weird because you would think the stamina growth rate with 3 stamina support cards, you know, just even if you had a 0 growth rate, you would still get like, you know, it's sort of the stats we're getting now, which is like 800 or so without the growth rate. With the growth rate, you would expect to get over that, right? Like 900 to 1,000, but we weren't. And then power, we were, the parent was a power Uma. And so we were getting a big bonus in sparks from, it was a 9-star power, but the power should be, you know, I mean, I guess we have 0 power support cards. So, you know, I guess that sort of makes sense in a way. But with the 3 speed cards, and then I even ran 4 speed cards one run. I don't remember which one. I guess we could check them real quick before I go to the next thing here. Or we'll start running Air Groove. So I think this was 3 and 3. Yep. And then this one was 3 and 3 again. Because I did try a 4 and 2 at some point. And it was the same shit. Here it is. See, 4 speed cards, right? 4 speed, 2 stamina, and it's like the same shit. You know, so I mean, we got a little bit more speed here. We got 941, but that's not all that different from, you know, some of these other ones. Which one was 900? Maybe this one? Yeah, this one was 900. Not as much stamina. And then this one was a 3 speed, 2 stamina, 1 power. Right? And then 4 speed and 2 stamina, you know, was like the same thing. So like, I don't know, like it makes no difference really what support cards you're using. It's like based purely on RNG. I'm not even sure. So maybe winning ticket is kind of a little bitch. I'm sorry. I apologize for saying that, but she is kind of a little bitch to train. She's always getting like weird negative mood downs and all kinds of crap that you have to fix, and I don't think I've had a clean run on her. She's very fidgety as a horse. Maybe it's just me and my RNG and my game, but she's a little bitch, you know. A little bitch of a horse. King Halo was kind of the same way. I didn't farm her as much as I did winning ticket, but I did, you know, farm her a few times here, and each run was just like, just I don't know, something about her just not. Maybe it's just my luck lately, because we were having very smooth runs up here, and then once I started running Musume McQueen like over and over again, right, trying to spark farm. Once I did that, maybe the computer was like, oh, this motherfucker's playing way too much. We need to nerf him, and then, you know, now the results are, maybe I shouldn't have spam Musume McQueen so much trying to get sparks. So maybe I should have just stuck with, you know, making horses, like race horses, because the sparks will come eventually, right? Like farming them, you know, I still haven't gotten one. And how many Musume McQueens have I run? I don't even know. A lot, right? Look at this, freaking whole rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 full rows, right? And that's 5 in each row, so that's 30 Musume McQueens I run. You know what I mean? And I haven't gotten any 3-star sparks from that. So maybe it's better to just ignore that and just run A horses, right? Just try to run A rating horses, and then you'll get 3-star sparks eventually. Like I have one vodka that's a 3-star stamina. She's an 8-star total, and then I got a Daiwa Scarlet randomly as a 9-star stamina horse. Right, so I have 2 3-star spark horses, but I wasn't trying to farm them. They just sort of happened. So, you know, take that information as you will and use that to your own advantage, I guess, for your information that maybe spark farming doesn't make a lot of sense, because you'll get it eventually just running regular horses anyway, and purposely trying to farm sparks doesn't really work out, because on those Musume McQueens you would think, right? Because I was getting 600 on every stat just to maximize, you know, if I'm going to get 2 or 3 sparks, I wanted to get, you know, 3 stars wit, fine. 3-star guts, okay, whatever. I'll take any 3-star spark, right? So that's why I was trying to get 600 in every stat category. And I did that 30 times and I still didn't get a 3-star, right? I got a lot of 2 stars, 2-star of this and 2-star of that, a lot of 2 stars, but no 3 stars, you know? And because the odds of that happening are like basically 1 in 100. So you have to run, you know, I would have to run almost 60 more runs just to get a 3-star spark. I don't know if it's worth it, right? I would rather train my other horses up to A level, right? Because that training these horses up to A level is hard enough, it seems like. I don't know. So it didn't seem that hard in the beginning, but for whatever reason, it's gotten a lot harder recently. Maybe, like I said, maybe they patched the game or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're gonna level up the potential here because I've been buying a lot of shoes and crap. I got 1,100, over 1,000 yellow shoes here, so we gotta waste some of these. And then you get sashes from races that you win first place, so you might as well use them, right? So we're gonna unlock all the potentials of all these other horses as well. But I'm just going back and rerunning some of the horses that we didn't get an A rating in, like Air Groove, we didn't get an A in, so that's why we're doing that. And then once we pull our support cards, maybe tomorrow, sometime this week, we'll probably rerun all our horses again, pretty much, to try to get A pluses. We could start off with like the lowest rated horse. Maybe I'll start with that bitch winning ticket. Maybe she won't be so friggin' touchy. I'm so mad at her. Anyway, air groove here. We're doing that. Let's check the affinity calculator here real quick. Hopefully you guys can see that. We are doing air groove, right? So she's here. So Daiwa Scarlet actually is her top legacy person. So that's great because we have a Daiwa Scarlet that's a 9-star. Second would be, looks like Majora McQueen. And we also have a Majora McQueen in our guest Musume list, who is a 9-star. This one. So we'll put her, oops. We'll put her in the first slot. Oops, what am I doing here? I need to find the Daiwa Scarlet, who is a 9-star stamina. She's here somewhere. I think I need to do it by date acquired. That's how I remember. She should be like towards the end here. She's one of these down here. Maybe this one? That's a 9-star stamina. Yep. Okay, oh, that sucks that Majora McQueen's in her parent tree, but whatever. I don't really have a different choice here, do I? I don't think so. Okay, so we're gonna do that one. Did I not pick her? Okay. And then we're gonna put Majora McQueen in the first slot here as our guest. And the reason I'm doing that is because Majora McQueen has her spark. She has a green spark right here, Legacy of the Strong, and it's more likely that this green spark will be passed down in the first slot than it would be as if she was in the second slot, right? And then our second slot, Daiwa Scarlet, she here? She doesn't have a green spark. She has like no sparks actually. So she only has Japanese elk, which is useless. It's really more for the blue sparks. That's why, you know, having better parents is good, but I've been farming them and not getting anything. So I don't know, man. you gotta work with what you have, right? It's pretty much the name of the game. All right, so we'll do that. And I think for the support deck, Air Groove is more of a medium length horse, I believe. Let's go back and check it real quick. She is a, yeah, medium mostly. With, she's more of a pace and late surger. So I think we need to use the long, maybe a short Super Creek deck. Because we don't need that much stamina. We need around, for medium, like 600 minimum. 600 is okay. It's not bad. Like 800 would be better. And judging from our crap runs on winning ticket, then maybe we should be running the long Super Creek deck. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll just run the long one for now. I think that's the safest bet here. Alright, so those are the support cards. We're going to start our career. Sort of chasing friendship in the beginning, but then we're gonna switch over to stats pretty quickly and chase stats. Not in love with any of these trainings, so I'm gonna do a recreation here. Straight to great. That's great. And I'm looking for at least 3 Umas in a training if we can get it. And if we can't, we're gonna look at stats and chase stats. So this looks like the highest stat thing. A lot of stats there, and it's triple, which I like. I guess we could do this, even though wit is less than ideal as a training, but normally I'll like to train wit during the summers, because you get more bang for your buck during the summers. And you can't do like regular trainings in the summer 4 times in a row anyway. Like eventually you're gonna have to rest or take wit training. So I just like to take wit training most of the time. I don't know that I like these that much, so I'm gonna rest. Pretty much anytime I get under half energy, I'll look to rest. Got a 3 Uma training there, that's good. I think this is going to give us the most amount of stats here. $13 and $5 is really terrible. What is up with the... Yeah. I don't know. I guess Guts would give the most amount of stats here, it looks like. Why not, I guess. Not a big fan of training Guts, though. That was a very less than optimal training. If our energy was a little lower, I would have just taken the rest instead. But we were over half at that point, so it doesn't make... Oh, damn it. Maybe it's not just winning ticket. Maybe it's just the game. It's just not... It's not cooperating. Getting a lot of negative effects for pretty much no reason. I think we can leave her as a pace chaser. We could front runner as well, just to be even more safe. But I think pace chasing should be fine. It might be famous last words here. Oh yeah, okay. So we're just gonna leave her as her normal running style for the most part. I'll change it if we lose. All right. Mood down again. Maybe it's not just winning ticket. Maybe they're all... There's like a horse-mageddon going on or something, where just every horse is just not, you know, doesn't want to train, they don't want to run. Maybe they just don't like me. They just don't like me, is what it is. I need to get rid of this stupid night owl. I think I want to raise their mood first, because that's more important to me than the stupid night owl. Oh, that's a good training though. So I'm gonna take this training. That's 4 Umas. I might have to be careful. Oh man, this would have been a good one too. Rainbowing already. Only 26 stat points, so we're not losing too much. But we need to get rid of this stupid night owl thing. This thing can be really annoying. It didn't suck any energy off of us. I think it only sucked once. Like a vampire. And for these event things, like, I don't know, you know, I don't have these memorized. I just kind of click on stuff most of the time. Some of them I do remember, just because I use the same deck pretty much all the time. But most of the time I don't remember. So I just pick whatever, you know, sounds good kind of thing. I think we're a little bit too low on energy here to risk these kind of crappy trainings. Because I don't think I saw a triple Uma stack. So I would risk it if there was a triple Uma stack, but there isn't. So another 30 energy, sleep deprived again. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, none of these trains are very good either. So we're gonna stat chase here. This looks like 28. 28 points is better than anything else out here. But that's less than ideal. We need to make up for these bad events and rests and stuff with stats, like big stat, you know, trainings that'll help with that, but it doesn't look like they're giving us any. So we're gonna rest again. A lot of guts trainings, huh? That is, I don't want guts trainings though. So maybe I'll go off the script here and do power. Because guts isn't very useful. You know what I mean? Like, that's something you can adjust your guts at the end of your career. Or towards the end of the horse's career. And just kind of train it a little bit more or less. Or whatever you need to do. Guts again. This is, you know, I guess I could take wit. But this is only 16 points. This is such a bad training. This one's 29. I mean, I guess I need to take guts then. I really don't want to, but it has the most amount of stats. Again, why are they all clumping up in guts? Like, this is really, they're not, I don't know, this game, man, it's out to get me. Is it rubber banding me? Is that what's happening? I'm just gonna take a rest. It's rubber banding me or something. I don't know. This one I know is power, so I usually always take power. I think this one is guts or something. Okay, that's a nice stack there. 4 plus a rainbow. 33 is, you know, it's pretty good. I did get like a 90 something training one time in one of my, I was off stream. It was in one of my farms, and there was like, I think it was a triple rainbow plus like 2 or 3 other Umas. Like pretty much everybody was in that stat. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been stamina or something. And oh, I just viewed results last time, huh? I was supposed to watch it because I'm supposed to eat. I forgot about eating food. But yeah, it was like a 90 something point total training. That was nice. I think it was like 75 and 1 in the stamina, and then like 20 something, like 23 or something in guts. So that was really nice. I failed a couple trainings like that too, because I got like a 70 point training, something like that, 70 in some stat, and like, you know, 20 something in the other stat. And then I didn't have enough energy, but I was like, this it's worth it, right? Like, you got to take that risk. And I ended up failing like 2 of those. How are you gonna say no? Because that doesn't happen very often, so you have to take the risk. As long as it's not like 99% failure rate, you know what I mean? You have to do it. I don't think we won. Our speed might be too low. Getting a lot of guts trainings. Needed to do more speed. I guess I could force speed trainings, right? Even though there's not that many Umas there or whatever, and you're getting, you know, like 12 points or whatever. So I guess, you know, you could you could do that instead of following the supports around. I don't know. I just feel like you should be taking as many stats as possible, right? Because at the end of the career, the stat, you know, the stats is what determines your rating. So the more you have, the better rating, the higher rated your horse will be, right? I don't know why we lost that, honestly, because we're 300, almost 300 power. So we were pretty good across the board. I don't know. It might be just race RNG again. This game, man. And now we have to run an extra race. So we're losing turns left and right here. I don't know which one's energy. Soup? Soup sounds like energy, right? Yeah. Usually when they're eating something, if it's food related, it's usually energy. That's how I remember that. If there's something about food in it, okay, eat the food, you know? None of these trains are great either. I guess I'll take the wit. Oh, I'm supposed to race also. I don't know. This one? Oh, that was a mood modifier. Alright, let's take a look at what we can take here. We could run a G2. We have 5 turns. So we better probably run the G2. And I'm going to run the medium because she's an A in this. And in the mile, she's a B. That might have been why we lost. Because we were only a B in the mile. And that race might have been a mile race. So we'll schedule that one. And we only need 200 fans, so it's not like, you know. You can come in possibly, maybe not last place, but somewhere in the middle of the field. And still get enough fans to fulfill the requirement. I mean, it looks like we gotta take the rainbow. I think the race is the next turn. Yeah. There's 3 here. We are a little low on energy, but when there's 3 Umas like that, normally I'll risk it and I'll take it. And it's also the highest stat point gain as well. So it works out because you get friendship, you get everything, right? You get friendship level, you get stats. Basically, yeah, that's it, I guess. And I got a hint as well. Yeah, don't worry about going hungry. You want to pig out, right? That gives you 30 energy. Sometimes you'll get the fatness. What is that thing called? It's the fat thing where she gets slow metabolism. That's what it's called. But, you know, whatever, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Usually you won't get it unless you get 2 of those eating things and you pig out both times, then you'll get it. But just once in a career, I think it's fine. I haven't gotten the slow metabolism very often, other than when there's 2 of those food events and you pig out on both of them, then she'll definitely get fat. Yeah, I think it makes sense that we lost the last race because it might have been a mile race instead of a medium. Because any grade below an A, so an A is just like a 0%, like it doesn't do anything. It's just like your stats are your stats, you get what you get, right? When you get an S, right, then you get 10% bonus to all your stats. But when you get a B or lower, it's like minus 10% every step you go down until you get to G. I think it's like a negative 90% or something, or maybe negative 60, whatever it is. So B is negative 10, C is 20, D is 30, E is 40, F is 50. Yeah, I guess it's 60%. So you get a negative 60% hit to all your stats. So if we had a negative 10 on our 300, you know, then what is that? 30 points down. So we would be in the 270 range for our stats. Yeah, that's probably not going to be good enough for, I think that was a G2 race at that point in our career. So probably, you know, that probably makes sense why we lost that first race. This power training is pretty good, but we don't have enough energy here, so I don't want to risk it. Safe is better. We're gonna get a ton of speed and stamina from this inspiration, or maybe the next one will get a bunch of speed. Oh, running in the mile. Well, we're gonna get a 10% discount on all our stats here, so we'll be a 300, 300, 400, and like 350 it will be our stats. I don't know if our speed stat here is high enough with that 10% discount because our mile is a B, right? We might not be fast enough for this race, so I wouldn't be surprised if we lost here. We are number one favored, but it doesn't really mean anything in race RNG. Especially during the Cancer Cup, that it's really obvious. Like you could be number one favorite in the Cancer Cup, and like the number 6 horse or some shit comes in and wins everything. It's just like, what the hell, you know? Like, I don't know. There's no there's no real way to predict. Like, you could have the crappiest horse in the race and still win. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of, it might be a little bit too random for me, this game. I don't know if they changed anything. I don't think they did. I think it's the same game we've always been playing. But for whatever reason, man, that RNG really gets you. You know what I mean? I guess over a long, like if you flip a quarter enough times, right, you'll get half heads and half tails, or maybe slightly more of one than the other. So in the long run, you might get a row, you know, 10 heads in a row. That doesn't mean that's always going to happen, right? You're going to get 50-50 eventually if you run like 1,000 trials or whatever. So, you know, in this game too, it's probably like that. Like over time, you know, it's gonna even out, but and you probably go through good, you know, good streaks and you go through bad streaks. I feel like I'm in a bad streak right now. But the races are only a moment in time, though. You know what I mean? You don't get 1,000 tries at the Cancer Cup or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's basically like pure luck. As long as your horse is like kind of in the ballpark of where they should be, like does it really matter that they're, you know, slightly better or worse than the other horse? Not really. I think it's, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, that El Condor Pasa I lost to earlier. I don't know if you joined the stream late. I did run a Cancer Cup race, and I lost to an El Condor Pasa. My horses are right at the limit, right, of B and B plus. And the cutoff there is, I think, 80 to 50 is the point total. At 80 to 50, a B turns into a B plus, I believe. I could be wrong. It's somewhere around there though, right? It could be 8200 or 8150 maybe. I'm not sure. I guess I'll take this one. But the El Condor Pasa, when I checked her stats, I clearly remember it being 7,400 was the El Condor Pasa's stat. Not stat, but like her rating, right? In numerical rating. Guts again. This is a lot of stat points though. It's like 38. That's a lot. It's more than the rainbow. I think I have to take 38. But the 7400, you know, rated El Condor Pasa beat my 8100 rated, you know, vodka or whatever. All my horses are around there, like 8100 rating. And she beat all of them at 7400. So, you know, like, does it really matter that your horse is, you know, not right at the limit? You know, I don't know. I don't think it does. I don't think it matters. I mean, is it gonna win every time? Probably not. You know, that horse probably got really lucky that time, and there was probably like a mood effect too. Like if you're in a bad mood or whatever, you know, then I think the bad mood. If you're in a normal mood, it's 0. Bad mood is like minus, I think 2%. I think it's like the same as being in a good mood and a great mood. Great mood gives you plus 4%, I believe, to all your stats. Good is plus 2%. Bad mood, I think, is minus 2, and then awful is minus 4, I believe. Or it could be bigger, actually. The penalties. I don't know exactly, but you know, so you know, maybe during that race, my horses were all in a bad mood or whatever, and that El Condor Pasa was in a great mood or something. Maybe that's possible. I don't remember because I didn't look at it, you know, like that. Wasn't paying attention to that. But even when they're in a great mood, sometimes you just lose because of the RNG. The race RNG just screws you for whatever reason. I don't know, man. So a lot of this game is just luck. It is really like playing a slot machine, like, and that's what's kind of frustrating about it, because it shouldn't be exactly like a slot machine, right? You should have some control over what happens. But I don't know. I think it's like 9. I feel like it's maybe 80-20. You have like maybe 20, not even 80-20. I would say like 90-10. You know what I mean? The game has 90% control, and then you have maybe 10% control. It's just enough so you feel like you have control, but it's an illusion. It's a trick. That's how they get you. It's a scam, man. They're they're scamming you. You know what I mean? Oh. I don't know, man. It looks like we won this race. I should have picked the parent that had a mile, stars in mile, to bring her mile rating up to an A. Then we wouldn't have lost so much in her career. We would have won all the races. But I don't know, whatever. What can you do? You know what I mean? Alright, the only thing we need to worry about now is upgrading her ult. Her unique skill. So we need like 60k fans for the first one. And it happens at the end, you know, at the beginning of next year, of her senior year. So I just want to check the races we have left on her. 9 turns is here. This is 10k fans. We have 36k, so this will, if we win this, it'll get us to about 50k. And then when is our next race after that? It doesn't look like we have any. So we might have to take one extra race after this one, right, to get our fan count to where we need. Maybe this Japan Cup might be a good one because it's 30k fans. So we'll look to run this Japan Cup. Hopefully I don't forget. Yapping about something, you know, how unfair life is, because my anime horse girls aren't being trained the way I want them to be or whatever. And I'll be crying about it, and then I'll forget to run that race, and then that'll cause me to cry even more because I didn't get my stupid unique skill leveled up. We have too much energy to rest. And I'm not liking a lot of these trainings. 14 and 6, that's so terrible. 15 and 6. I think we need speed though, so we're gonna do the speed. We're in summer. I guess I could have rested. So I like to do wit training normally in the summer. Just because you get more, right, from the trainings. If there's Umas there. Oh, double rainbow. I think I gotta take that. Dang it! I think this is officially a bad run. Did we fail the other training too? I thought we got 14 points. Oh, did we get, did we lose a bunch of points? Oh, there's a lot of yap in here. Yap, 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 yap. We, speed went down by 20? Oh my god, dude. Well, I think this run is a toilet run. I don't know. I don't think there's a way to save this. I think our mood's bad too. Look at this shit. In this game, if you fuck up, it's pretty much over. You're done for. I mean, you can kind of claw your way back a little bit, but your horse isn't ever going to be as good as it would have been had you not, you know, done dumb shit or whatever. And a lot of this stuff is out of your control too, right? Like you can't control that their mood is going down. I guess I should have passed on that training, the double rainbow. But it was a 22% fail. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that's worth taking. You have a 4-to-1 odds that you're gonna win. Oh, it's this bitch. I normally just take health because that's like the safest thing. I guess we can make up some of the losses here with that, but we're definitely not gonna get an A on this run. Just too much stuff went wrong so far. Bad trainings. You basically need like a perfect run to not like a perfect run, but you know what I mean, like relatively clean run, like, you know. Man, these trainings are so bad. Ah, jeez. I guess I'll take recreation. I don't know that one. Sure. I honestly don't know if we have enough stats here to win this. Maybe. She is an A in medium. I would expect we should be around 500 by now. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, just to toss this run in the garbage, this career. Just straight to the glue factory. I should just quit now. That might be one of the few flaws in this game, is that when you get a little bit of bad luck, unless it's just like once or twice, you could kind of recover from that. But if you get yourself in, you dig a hole, like it's done for. You're just wasting time at that point, right? So not every run, and you know, getting a good run is like actually kind of rare. Normally you'll have something go wrong. I mean, I guess that's why you play, right? That's the whole reason behind it. I mean, you know, playing a slot machine isn't productive either. It's a lot of wasted time in front of the machine, just feeding it your quarters or whatever. But at least like with slot machines, the slate gets wiped pretty quickly. Like if you don't spin a good turn, then you can start over basically, right? But once you're in a career, like you're locked in for at least like 20 to 30 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're halfway through the career, that's 15 more minutes that you have to sit through. Unless you just exit out, I guess, and quit quit. But then you have nothing, to show for the 50 minutes that you spent because it deletes your horse, which I found out the hard way, right? So I don't know. There's something about that. It's not skill based at all. I think I've discussed this before, where no matter how skilled you are at the game, I mean, there is no skill in this game, right? It's just decision making, kind of like a choose your own adventure book or something. But a lot of stuff just happens randomly and you can't control it. And even if you do the things that, fix the problems that come up, there's no guarantee that that's gonna really, you know what I mean? Like, ensure a good run either. Because it could just keep going wrong from there, or it could get better, but then not really. And yeah, I don't know. That's why I've been more in this kind of NPC, like AFK farming mode. Basically, I'm not that invested anymore into, watching all the careers, the races, whatever. But even playing the careers is kind of a drag, man. I don't know. So that's why I have been thinking about reducing the number of streams I do a week, because I've pretty much done everything. Right now, I'm just kind of rehashing stuff that we've already been through. It's not like I'm, showing new strategies or playing new characters. I'm not doing any of that. You know what I mean? I'm just replaying stuff I've already played. So I don't know that it makes sense for me to stream 4 times a week. That's kind of a lot, especially when the content, there's no new content really. I guess it's giving me more speed training, so that's good, but not really like multiple rainbows and stuff. So yeah, I've been thinking about just maybe streaming like once a week. I mean, this week I'll finish out, the entire week, like normally. Because at least this week I know there will be some content, because I'll be doing a big support card pull, right? 200 support cards, whatever. And then there'll be some, just new stuff because I have new stuff basically, right? But after we go through that, and that should take us to the end of the week. After that, it's just going to be kind of the same thing again, just with different support cards, which I can just show you, what happens with those new support cards during one career basically, and how it compares to a different career, because we've run all of our horses, so we have a lot of data to compare, the new horse, the new support cards to the old support cards. How much better did it do? Did it do better? Are they better? Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter at all. You know what I mean? But once that's done, and I show you that with one horse, obviously I'm thinking it's going to be better with the new support cards. Then there's like, after that, it's like, well, it's the same thing for every other horse. You know what I mean? Until I start getting new horses. And I'm not planning on. That's why I've been buying the little star pieces in the store, in the shop every day. Because hopefully I'm going to gather up like 50 of them, and then I can unlock like a 1-star horse or something, and I can play that on stream, but it's going to happen very slowly. I think I was watching this one video. There's a guy, his name is what was his name? I don't remember his name, but he makes videos about this game. He doesn't. I don't know that he live streams. I think he just makes videos on them. Yeah, I don't remember his name. But he was saying basically everything I agreed with in the video of for first time player, or basically he said for free to play players, right? You shouldn't be spending any carrots on pulling horses, right? You should be saving and spending all your carrots on support cards only, and not pulling trainees at all, because you're free to play. You know what I mean? You're already at disadvantage, and so you need the best support cards possible in order to compete. And so all your carrots should be going to that. So you're obviously not going to have very many trainees to train. You'll just get them randomly from events or from, you know what I mean, like buying little star pieces, however you can. You can buy some using cleats, right, that you can get. How else can you buy trainees? I mean, I guess you could, not do a 10 pull or something and just only pull like one and hope that you get one that's not a duplicate of one that you already have. But in general, for most part, it's not worth it, right? You should be spending your carrots on support cards rather than the trainees, the horses. So I thought that was really good advice from that guy. I wish I could remember his username, but I don't remember. And I watched some of his other videos, and his advice was also pretty solid. Like some of the stat stuff was pretty accurate, I would say. It's around the same ranges that I had in mind just from playing the game. I could tell, like if you're a medium horse, how I say you need between like 600 to 800 stamina. On the high side is better, and he had like the same sort of information, statistics and stuff. So I agreed a lot with him. I would point you to it if I could remember what the channel name was, but I don't. So I'm sorry. You're gonna have to go find it yourself. He was like a British guy or something. His accent was British because I know there's users that are not. They're foreigners. At least if you live in America, and they're, I don't know. They sound kind of like Indian or Japanese or something. There's like Middle Eastern or something maybe, or Greek or something. But not those guys. He was like a British accent. So if you find a guy, he doesn't show his face either. So if you find a guy that has a British accent, then you're watching the right guy. I mean, this gives more stats. It feels like our stats are kind of climbing very evenly, which it shouldn't be doing. 19 and 8, 21 and 11. Look at this. Why is this? Is it because the support cards I'm using? These are the same. We were getting over 1,000 with the same support cards. I mean, I guess we're just not. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to run a race, wasn't I? I forgot about that because I started yapping again. We already passed her. Oh, damn it. Ah, damn it. Well, this is a trash run anyway, so straight to the goo factory. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Um, her ultimate skill or her unique skill is not gonna level up. It might get to level 2, just because we might get to the fan count that we need at the end of senior year, which is 120k. But yeah, I knew it. I was gonna yap about something, complaining about it, and then I would forget to run that race, and I should have just scheduled it when I was looking at it. So none of this even matters. I shouldn't even, I shouldn't even waste the time to finish his career, because it doesn't even matter at this point. This is going straight. I'm not even gonna, it's not gonna be an A for sure. It wasn't a good career to begin with anyway. We lost a lot of the early races, which we shouldn't have. Even as a B rated, in the mile or whatever. I mean, that early on, I guess I should have just front ran her. If I front ran her, then she probably would have won. It's probably because I left her as a pace setter or a pace chaser or whatever. So that's good to know, I guess, for next time or whatever. Generally, I just front run all my horses because wit doesn't really matter as much until like later on in the game, and then I might switch them to the other style, like their natural style or whatever. So generally, I do front run everybody. My streams have proven that, and I get through their career pretty easily that way. But lately, I haven't been doing that because I think it's dumb. I think they should win in their natural position. Front running seems like a cheat in a way. It's not cheating, but it just doesn't. It doesn't seem to make sense. Like you shouldn't be able to run their races and out of position and win. You know what I mean? They're stronger in their natural positions, but because of it's not like your stats are like way off either. They're still better than the NPC horses, but whatever, because you don't hit the stat check because I think every race has a stat check. Basically, that's what the little triangles and circles are about in the judges thing, right? Is stat checking you, right? So if you don't have a certain amount of stats in some category, it's going to give you an X or a triangle or a single circle or a double circle, right? And guts and wit don't really matter early on in the career. So but if you don't hit the stat check, then you could lose, kind of thing. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's dumb. If you're 300 speed and the other horses are only like 200, then obviously you should win, right? But that's not how this game works. So I don't know. I guess I've just been yeah, I've been complaining a lot about this game lately. So that's why I also think it might be a good idea for me to kind of step back a little bit, not overplay it, and only stream like once a week. And that would probably be on like a Thursday. So I might just start streaming on Thursdays, same time, but only on Thursdays. And that way I'll have like more to talk about also, and not just complaining about the game the whole time. Because that's probably not why you're watching this, if you are. And I'll have more to share, right? I'll have run, I don't know, however many farms, so I can talk about like if I got any 3-star sparks or not, how many farms I ran that week. Maybe if I ran, I don't know, 20 or 10 probably, maybe between 10 and 20. Then of those, did I get any 3-stars? Yes, no, probably mostly no. I can talk about right now is more like I said, this week it makes sense to stream the rest of the week out at least because the Cancer Cup's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be the final, the final race, I believe. So I'll do that on stream and run that final race. And then we have the carrots, right? Because I'm guessing I'll get some carrots from the final race. Even if I come in last, right? I'll be third. So unless there's some kind of round robin thing. Last time it just put me in the top bracket and I just won everything. And I was first in my group. I don't know how many groups there were, but in my group I got first place. So even this time, if I don't come in first, I'll still be, because there's only 2 other players because I'm racing, 2 other people with their horses. So the lowest I can come in is third place in the overall competition. So I think that gives carrots and stuff. So I'm pretty sure we'll hit our 30K carrot goal probably tomorrow, honestly. So we might be able to do Cancer Cup and support card pull tomorrow, possibly. And I'll know for sure more about that tomorrow, basically. During the day, I'll check it and see, where we're kind of at, how close we are. So that might be the stream tomorrow. So that's, you know, that's good content. That's new stuff. And then messing around with the support cards that we get, you know, once we pull them, that's new stuff. And then maybe running a horse with those support cards, right? That all makes sense. Beyond that, though, yeah, not a whole lot. So after that, once I switch to once a week, that might make, you know, make it more interesting, and not just for you guys as the audience, but for me, like actually doing the streams. Oh, triple rainbow. Watch, this is gonna fail. If we were in a better mood here instead of just normal, we probably would have gotten even more from that, but we've had some bad luck here, and I haven't really been fixing it because I kind of stopped caring once we had those a lot of that bad luck happen. Usually when you fail a training, you don't get a minus 20 to speed and minus, you know, like that was minus 30 points, skill points. That's crazy. That's way too much, man. That's a huge penalty because I wasn't out of energy or anything. I still had energy. Usually when you like you're out of energy and you take the training and you run out of energy, then you'll get really negative effects, right? But we had a 22% chance of failure, so it wasn't even that high, right? And then we failed. We made energy back, and then we got minus 30, you know, points, stat points. That's when I was just like, you know what, whatever. You know, like I just kind of turned off. I shut off when that happened. Because 20 stat points, 20 and 10, that's like one full training that you lost, right? So that's actually like two trainings. Like, because one to make it back, right? And then one to get the one that you failed, right? So you ended up losing technically like 3 turns there from one turn. And that's kind of not cool, man. That just kind of ruins your whole thing. Why did my my sound stop working? Is it working again? I think it's working again. I saw someone complaining the other day, or yesterday, or today maybe, on Reddit about how, what is the negative ailment? It's no, I saw a YouTube short about it. It was they got, what was the condition? They got some negative condition and it wouldn't come off. I've gotten that one before, and yeah, it's tough. It's a bitch to get off. I forgot which one it was. Was it slow metabolism? No, I don't think it was slow metabolism. I don't think it was night owl. It was the one that restricts your speed. So I guess it's slow metabolism. So he went to the hospital, right? And he went to the hospital 3 times in a row. Like, so, you know, he got slow metabolism. He's like, no, you can't have. We need to train speed. We're not going to have 0 speed. You know, that's not going to happen. So he goes to the hospital, right? And then, you know, it doesn't get cured. So then he's like, oh, it failed. Okay, fine. You know, I guess I'll go again. So he goes again, right? it fails. And it doesn't come off again. And he's like, what? You know, he's like, you know, frustrated. And he's like, fine, you know, one more time. It's got to come off now. And he went to the hospital the 3rd time. He still didn't come off. So he just goes, ah! That's how the short ends. So it's pretty funny. I can relate to that. This game is pretty frustrating sometimes. I mean, our horse isn't too bad considering all the crap that we had to put up with. It's still, you know, it's still serviceable, I guess, but it's not like the best we could have done. This looks, it's food, right? So we gotta take the food. Oh, power went up. I don't think our ult unique skill leveled up at all. So that's a huge fail. Oh, there it went. It went to level 3. I think it starts at level 2, so it's not really saying a whole lot. Looks like we might get to 800 speed and about 800 stamina and maybe 800 power as well. And our guts and wit aren't going to be too bad. So yeah, I mean, I guess even with all the issues in this career, it didn't turn out too bad. It could have been better though. I think I just got spoiled early in my career playing this game of just running like 1100 plus stat points, you know, like easily just getting 1100 and whatever stat. And now that it's not happening that way and there's a lot more struggling, I don't know, yeah, you just have to wait it out, I guess, the bad RNG run. Until it flips back over, right? Like you flip the quarter, you know, if I'm betting on heads, I'm getting a lot of tails right now. I don't think I've had a good run since, yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember the last good run I had. I guess some of the horses for the Cancer Cup that I custom made, they possibly could have been A's. Like the Daiwa Scarlet probably was an A. Had I kitted her out with the rest of her skills, because I think I only bought like 2 or 3 skills for her. Because her stats were so high that if I bought anything more, she would have gone into the B plus range. So to keep her at a B, I think I only bought her like 1 skill or something. But you know, her stamina was a little low because I made their stats match like the kind of race they were running. So since the Cancer Cup was a mile race, I didn't really want to exceed, like 500 was my goal. Because I think you can get away with 400 in the mile, but it's a little low. So you want at least like 500 just to be safe. So I made her stamina about 500, that Daiwa Scarlet. But then she can also run like longer races, like medium. She's an A in medium. So I like purpose built her for the mile race, right? So she's kind of useless outside of the mile. And so I didn't want that, you know what I mean? So I think for Air Groove, her stamina is in a good place now. For the medium, 800 would be kind of the top end of what I would want on this horse. So we're, you know, pretty much there. I would have liked like 1,000 in speed, and then power's decent, like 800-ish is fine. So we're just missing 200 points in speed, which maybe we could have gotten. I don't know, maybe not though. I think I'm getting to the point though now that I can just tell within the first 2 races of their career, like if it's gonna be a good run or not. Just from the trainings and stuff I get, I can kind of tell like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a bad run. Just because maybe it's only like 2 Umas in any in stat category. You need to get like 3 or 4, stacking up for it to be a good run. And then I prefer the runs where you get like a decent training, a 2 or 3 Uma training on the very first turn. And the second turn you get like really bad trainings, like just 1 Uma in each category. Because that's a perfect opportunity to take recreation, to drive your mood up. Because the support cards have the mood effect. Some of them do, not all of them. But that mood effect will boost your mood from normal as a 0. And if you're anything above a 0, you get a multiplier. So you'll get a little bit more stats, basically. So I like to do that, and then hopefully the turn after the recreation, because you're almost at full energy because of the recreation, hopefully you can jump, you can get the karaoke right away and jump straight to great. But usually you'll get the the 1 step to good and some energy back. So then you'll be pretty much full energy again, right? And then you can take, another good training followed by another bad training, then you can take recreation again, right? Or something somewhere kind of like that, somewhere in that flavor. Then, I'm like, okay, this is a good run. You know what I mean? And it also matters how many rainbows and stuff you get in the back half of the career. If a lot of times I've been getting like single rainbows. Like I think in this career we've gotten maybe 1 double rainbow, maybe 2. I think I remember maybe 2 double rainbows in this career. But for the most part, we're either getting no rainbows or only 1, right? That's not a good career. Like, that's not going to cut it. You need a triple rainbow, especially in speed. You need at least 1 of those, I would say. And then like double rainbows in the stats that or the stat categories that have 2 support cards in them. You need to get a couple of those, right? And then just sometimes you need just big stacks and some stat, whatever, That's why I've been thinking maybe I should run like 4 and 2 instead of 3, 2 and 1. Because you're not getting very many rainbows that way, right? But if you do 3 and 3, there's more chances for rainbows. If you do 4 and 2, right, then you have a lot of chances for rainbows with 4 support cards of the same kind versus just 3. Because the percentage that you would get like all 4 cards to rainbow, right, at the same time is pretty low. But getting 3 of them to rainbow is higher than if you only had 3 support cards, right, to get all 3 of them to rainbow, right? So maybe I'll start looking at doing that, running 4 support cards of the same kind. At that point, you might as well just run all 6 of the same kind. So I don't know, man. Hopefully, yeah, our support card pull coming up is going to be really important. And hopefully we, are able to basically have more options than we do now, because we don't have a lot of options right now. We kind of have to use what we use, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. We can't customize support cards for a different type of runner. We kind of use the same support cards for everybody, and that's not great. It's not great. All right, well, we finished the career, won the finals there, looks like. And I think overall, I mean, the downside is we didn't level up her unique skill. We only leveled it up maybe twice, I think. So we missed one. I think our speed, I feel like it should have been higher, but it wasn't. Our stamina and power are kind of in a good place, I would say. A little lacking on speed. Our guts are, 300 is usually what I shoot for. So this isn't, it's not bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. And wit, I'll normally shoot for like around 350 to 400. So this might be a little low, but I kind of stopped caring once we had that really bad failure that one time. So, I mean, I guess I'll kit her out anyway with this stuff. What is she? She's a pace chaser, right? Pace chaser. She is a medium horse. Let's see what else we can get. Dazzling Disorientation is a gold skill. Gold, I don't know if I've ever seen a gold debuff. This is the first time. Moderately narrow the field of view for runners behind when positioned to the front. I mean, that doesn't sound that great. So they just can't maneuver as well or something? Groundwork? She picked up groundwork. She's not a front runner though. That'd be great on a front runner. I don't think she's going to be using all that many skills in the beginning. Breath of Fresh Air isn't that great because the only straight in the race is going to be either at the beginning or the end usually in most of the courses, right? There isn't really a straightaway in the middle of the race, and so that's why Breath of Fresh Air, even though it's a gold skill, it's not the best skill. I guess I can get up tempo. I mean, I have a lot of skill points here to use. So I guess I could just debuff. I could run her as a debuff horse, kind of. I don't know why she would be in the back as a pace chaser, so that one doesn't make sense. We can do that one though. I guess we'll get this one. It's gold, why not? Whatever. That's pretty much it. I guess we can get this because it's a medium. Can't afford that anymore. I guess we could get this straightaway adept. Probably pick this up. And I think we're out of points, so yeah, whatever. I think that's good enough. Alright, well, hopefully that was really bad, but maybe we'll get some sparks here, possibly. Usually a bad run, that's the silver lining, right? Probably not, though, knowing this game. So yeah, we got a B+, not better than what we already had. We got 2-star power. No, that's not the worst thing in the world. So I'll definitely carrot that. I carrot anything 2-star and above. Let's see here. It's better than the horse we had by a little bit, actually. 500 points better. So we did make a better horse, even with the terrible run. We lost a bunch of races. We didn't upgrade her unique skill. We failed pretty hard, which caused a whole host of issues with her mood and her energy and stuff. But we were still able to make a better horse than we had. So overall, I guess that was a decent run. Even, I don't know, I just felt like it was so bad. Like I said, maybe I'm spoiled now. Anyway, she's on the team. I guess we could team race it, see how she does. We did get a bunch of carrots, or not carrots, friendship points from the last team thingy. It ended and it started a new one. So our horses are doing pretty good here. They're not bad. Haru does lose a little bit. I guess we get one more shop. Alright, so we did that. We are in, it says demotion range, but I think we're in retention range probably. I don't think it because not everyone's run the race or run the team trials. So once everyone runs it, then we'll have a better idea of where we are in the field. And because last time it was the same thing, I was in demotion range, and then once enough people ran the team trials, I ended up being in retention range. So we can take a look at that because I was wanting to buy that last Haru Urara support card. And we're just about 1,000 friendship points off. So we're really close to getting the last limit break on this one also. I just need this one more to max out Haru Urara's support card, which should be pretty helpful. She does have a very large training effectiveness bonus. And like I said, our carrots, we should be getting some more here either tomorrow or probably possibly tomorrow. I do have 2 tickets of this left to race, but I already did that in the beginning of the stream, and this is not gonna change anything because I'm already, like I said, qualified to go to the final round in Group A. So running this is more just for the rewards. So I don't know that it's worth it to do that on stream. I didn't really eat today as much, so I need to finish my food here. So I think I'm gonna pretty much end the stream there. But yeah, that was Air Groove, right? Tomorrow I'll focus more on the Cancer Cup and so I might not run a career tomorrow because I think Cancer Cup's gonna take up actually it's only one race really, right? So it shouldn't take up too much time. And then maybe a support card pull, so that might take a little bit of time. And so no career tomorrow, and then the day after, Wednesday, we'll look at doing something else. And then after this week, like I said, I think starting next week, I'm not going to stream as much because I don't really have anything to stream, honestly. And so unless you want me to, I guess, then let me know. Either give me a chat or leave a comment or something on the stream, and then I'll read that and take it into consideration. But for the most part, I don't really see a reason to stream every day like this. I'm not doing anything that much differently. So I think by now, if you've been a regular watcher of the stream, and if you haven't, go back and watch my earlier streams. You should get a good sense. You should know everything I know by now, basically, by watching me do this. And if you know as much as I know, then you should be pretty good at this game at this point. I don't know that there's much more I could show you right now. Once we pull the support cards and stuff, and we get some new ones, and we can kind of compare the stats, the stats on them, bonuses and stuff on them, then I could make recommendations. Obviously, you should do your own due diligence, because your cards might be different from my cards, right? I don't know what you have, but based on what I have, right, it might be kind of similar. You might have some of what I have, right? So because of that, then I can sort of talk about what I think, in my opinion, is a better card than some of the other ones, and which one you should use or not use, right? In my opinion, obviously I could be wrong. I don't know everything, right? But I can read, and I can kind of think about like how I've played enough where I can understand how certain bonuses will affect your career runs and whether it'll make them better or worse, right? Obviously a lot of RNG comes into play, so you can't be 100% about everything. Some runs you might do better with the crappiest, just regular R support cards just because the RNG was good. And some runs, even with SSRs, all SSRs, right, you're decked out and you could, crash out in the middle of a career. You just never know with this game. So, but I could at least talk about it, and at least tell you what I think would be better or worse. And then beyond that, yeah, without anything new happening, I'm not sure what else I would have to talk about. So then going to a one day a week stream makes a lot of sense for me personally, because then I could work on other things as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow for Cancer Cup and hopefully some support card pulls. That should be pretty fun. So yeah,